Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. It's a show where we sit and talk about baseball. So let's do it. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball, presented to you by SeatGeek. My name is Jimmy. I got Jake sitting next to me. Trev in the middle. Producer BBD behind the dish wearing his Floorball uniform. Big ol' John Boy Media Floorball tournament starts tonight, 6 o'clock, live, game one. Maybe the highest production thing we've ever done at the company. It's awesome. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about baseball. Second half has started. Some teams have played multiple series. Some teams have just played one. Some teams have looked awful. Other teams aren't the Red Sox. Jake, how are you?
James, Trevor, BBD, everyone joining us. Sad Red Sox fans. I'm doing well. You know, coming back from the all-star break, like you said, we had a couple teams do some double dips. Our Yanks bit the dust in Houston. The Joe's McFly curse, people are saying. And, man, we had a big weekend. It's tough. There's so much looming right now. One of the bigger trade deadlines in a little while, potentially. Trev is on the record saying he thinks Shohei's going to get traded. Soto with an actual good chance to be traded. So there's some big stuff looming. I know when we were doing Talking Yanks last night, you know, I'm normally not this guy, but I'm itching and scratching to get to August 2nd to see what are the pieces of the puzzle going to be. And I'm sure people at home are thinking the same for their team. You know, I know Cardinals, Dodgers, Padres, they're penciling Soto into their two-hole. Luis Castillo's on about 8 baseball teams right now. Where will Andrew Chafin pitch this September? So I'm excited to get there, but I'm excited to talk ball with my dudes, especially the former 24th overall pick out of Crespi High School, Trevor Plouffe.
Bro, you just said, you just had a whole show in the intro. Relax a little bit. It's the intro. The meat is still coming.
Oh, so I introduced all the meat. Yep, got it. Next.
Look, I, like you, am very excited to talk ball today. Mondays are my favorite episodes, although today I'm nursing a few injuries on my live. Before this, I showed them off. Should I do it on this show too?
Yeah.
Number 1, owie. Sliced my hand on a wine glass because I'm just way too strong for glass. Number 2, trying to be a good dad, drawing a bath. Look at that.
Jeez, Trev, that's not good.
My pinky toenail gone. See you later.
See ya.
I get a discount getting a pedicure now because I only got 9 of them. But I'm playing through it because I want to talk baseball with my guys here and the chat because the chat's popping right now. James, what's up, bro? You trash panda lover.
Go Trash Pandas. The guy who won Aaron Whiteside.
Ping pong.
He's a trash panda. He won our ping pong tournament. The championship round of the ping pong tournament was like really high quality ping pong. It's pretty insane. I played a ton of ping pong at our VIP or our watch party.
You did.
I played over 20 games. Me and the kids counted them. It was nuts.
Did you play Olivia? Because she
No.
was on the table for a little bit.
No, she must have been before I was there.
Whitefield.
My bad.
You're thinking about Eli Whiteside.
I was thinking about him. He's fast too.
Little 830 OPS for the Trash Pandas this year. Whoops.
Let's go.
Oops. Aussie, give him the call.
To be honest, we went to the All-Star game, Trev, Jake, and then I was told by my mother I had to go down the shore to our family at the beach because my sister was only there for a couple more days, and I used it as a respite. And I watched Yankees games. I watched a couple other teams here and there. I didn't watch a lot of baseball, so I need to get caught up, especially on the NL, Jake, which I know you have today. You're leading us off, and I'm excited to hear what happened over there. So if you want to dive
Just got
in.
a glance of Mad Dog Russo. I have the MLB Network on. It's scared me. Sure, that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Turn it off.
Jake's
pretty
got
good.
it. Yeah.
Pretty
Now
good.
people are going to have to tune into the YouTube to see Trev's foot and Jake's Russo impression.
Should I tell people to check out SeatGeek?
Yeah.
The Geeks of Seats. Geeks, a.k.a. a code word for knowledgeable people on a topic, invented like bullies like Trev. He was the 20th pick, not 24th. Sorry about that, Trevor. SeatGeek, these people know seats, whether it's baseball, other sports, concerts, or whatever you're going to. You have to download their app and use code Talkin, $20 off tickets at SeatGeek with your first purchase. It's so easy to use. The phrase at our company is it's so easy to use. Jake can use it. I have used it. I purchased tickets.
Stole that one from the caveman stuff.
See a Cubs-Yankees game with Coach Ball game. They've got the green, yellow, and red. Green means go, people. Yellow means like, hey, let's think about this. If it's a big game, I'd still punch it. Red's kind of like, no, don't touch.
Did the bubble size mean anything to you, Jake?
The bubble size means everything to me. I'm not sure if we're still talking SeatGeek, but if we are talking SeatGeek, make sure you go check them out. Download their app, SeatGeek, code TALKIN, $20 off your first SeatGeek order.
All right, Jakey.
Yep.
You just let me know what happened.
James, I have good news for you. The Los Angeles Dodgers, they continue to march a 4-game sweep of the Giants coming out of the All-Star game that they hosted. His name is Mookie Betts. 3-run homer in the 8th and the game-ending diving catch. He is an absolute sick puppy, man. When he's right, he's right. We asked Gavin Lux. He was asked on stage by our Chris Rose. Is there a guy on the Dodgers that just wins every game? Him and Gonsolin looked around for a minute and they said, oh, it's Mookie Betts. That's all he does. They sweep the Giants. What does that mean for the Giants? They're getting back towards 500. Trace Thompson and Klay Thompson in the crowd doing fun stuff. We'll talk about it. The Brewers, you like this? They sweep. Pretty big for them. They started drifting into the second half. They sweep formerly Myrox, now Kelsey Wingerts, including going 13 innings in the first one. Urias with the walk-off single. Woody gets a big start. Renfroe with a home run in the middle game. That was big for them. How about it, Brew Crew? Get your second half on. Padres, they go to sweep the Mets on Sunday Night Baseball, but the Mets fight them off. Pistol Pete Alonso and big old Vogie. Oh, a lot of meat on the Mets. I like that. But the Padres won the first two, including good pitching performances by Snell and Darvish, as the Padres try to kick off their second half. Cardinals, they're supposed to be a big player in the second half, but they have a little slip-up against BBD's Reds, Ashcraft and Molly. Sounds like a good night out. They win the bread games of the set, while the Cards took the middle one there. Matz comes back from the aisle, then goes back on the aisle. Damn. Hate that for the Cardinals. That's bad news. And John Boy Media's Tyler Stevenson, he goes back on the aisle too. Hate that. Hate that for us. Phillies. All right, Phillies, you got us. You got the starting pitching. You got the hitting. What is you doing, baby? They get swept by Ian Happ's Cubs. Stroman with a big start. Could he be on the... Cubs score 5 in the 10th in the second game. Horner beats the Bohm throw home. Oh no, we're talking about Bohm's defense again. He has another error later. The Cubbies, their first sweep of the season, Jim. Love that for them. God, it's almost August, Cubbies. I guess that's how you have that record. The Fish with arms, they take 2 out of 3 from the Pirates. Something you'll care about, Jose Quintana should be traded in the next week or so. He goes 7 shut piece. Max Meyer, man, dude's a stud, makes his MLB debut. He's got to come out after 10 pitches with an elbow sprain. That sucks, man. But the Marlins win on Alcantara Day, and they call up top pick J.J. Bleday. That's kind of fun. What are we doing, Marlins? I'm not sure. My D-backs dominate the Nationals, and that's obvious. They are the team of the second half. Everyone's talking about it. Zach Gallen, his 7 shutout innings. You better know Alec Thomas. That boy's doing it on both sides of the ball. And Nationals, we just need you to trade Soto at this point. And that's what happened in the National League.
Way to be,
Great
Jakey
job.
boy. The Dodgers had a 10-game lead going into the break. If my numbers are correct, they now have a 11.5-game lead, even though the Padres won their series. Dodgers won their 4-game set.
Yeah.
Tough. The Brewers, they swept you, you said?
Your crew, yeah.
They went into the break with the same amount of wins as the Cardinals, 50 wins apiece. They were half game up in the standings. They are now 2.5 games up in the standings as St. Louis loses 2 out of 3 to the Reds.
Slight caveat, it is a wraparound with the Rocks today, so they're playing the 4th game today, but they have currently swept.
Wraparound, boo. And the Mets.
Yeah.
They were 2.5 going in the break. 1.5 up on Atlanta. Close. Where would you like to start, Jake?
Let's start out on the left coast. We just came back from L.A. Trev's out there. The Dodgers, they put it on them. Belly with the big grand slam in the 2nd game in the 8th inning. That was huge. The Dodgers, they continue. Urias 6 shutout. Tyler Anderson with 6 1-earned run. The Dodgers, I know it's storyline season, especially as we lead up to the deadline. And, for the Dodgers, they're in the Soto sweepstakes. But they get off to a good start to their second half. Giants, I don't know if that's more of a conversation on the other side as they can go back to kind of being the middling Giants. Tough series out of the All-Star break to open up in L.A. against those dudes. But, yeah, for me, all eyes are going to be on the Dodgers for about the next 8 days to see if they go for Castillo or Soto. Or, they do have a lot of dudes coming back. We're seeing Dustin May rehabbing. We're seeing Walker Buehler should be on the mend at some point. And I think Blake Trinan. So I guess the question for the next little over a week, Trev, is are the Dodgers going to sit and get natural health from inside their organization, or is the organization that's gone out and gotten Darvish, Machado, Scherzer, Trey Turner, what nuke are they dropping this year?
It's both. They're going to get healthy. They're going to go after guys, address their areas of need. I was watching the game, and you just see Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, and Freddie Freeman start the game off. And then you think about who they can add behind them. There's some really good ball players I didn't mention right there that are already in the lineup. So they can go make some moves. I think this series really is interesting for the Giants. You get swept. You're still only 2 games out of a wild card spot. You're, I think, a game over 500 at this point. But see, Rosie pointed this out to me this morning, talking about Carlos Rodon. He just hit his innings limit, where now he has a player option next year. So it was a 2-year, 44. Like, the guy can go out and get his long-term deal after, especially the year he's having this year. So now it's like, if you're the Giants, did we just ride this out and go for the playoff spot, the wild card spot, because you ain't going to get that division, and see where the chips lie? Like, you have an aging roster, kind of underperformed so far. Does this one series turn them into sellers? Probably not, but it's got to be on their mind. Like, we're going to lose this guy. He'd be a hell of a rental piece for someone. A hell of a rental piece. So we'll see what they decide to do. I'm leaning on them not blowing it up. I'm leaning on them keeping Rodon because, man, it's a tough sell to your fan base when you're only 2 games out. We'll probably talk more about that. This extra wild card team has really made decisions for the general managers very tough.
Especially when it's not just
stuff.
Especially when it's not just 1 game now.
Yeah.
It's a 3-game set, so it's even more of a chance. And it's potentially, you're not going to be able to host it if you're the away team, but you get some playoff revenue instead of just for 1 game for 2, maybe 3 games. So it's a different animal. More teams are going to want to stay. It's a tough sell to
your fan base. If, we're going to talk about the Red Sox a little later on in the show. It's a tough sell to your fan base when you're only sitting 2 or 3 games out of a playoff spot and have to blow up your roster. Like, tough decisions. coming for everybody.
Old rule of thumb, try not to play the worst baseball ever going into the deadline. We'll get to the Sox later.
I still think the Dodgers, to answer your original question, are going to go after Castillo. I think they are going to go after him more for next year even than this year with Tyler Anderson, free agent. Heaney, he's returning to the rotation soon. He's getting starts with them. He's a free agent. I think Urias he's in his walk year next year, so they would overlap. But you get Castillo for this year, sure, do whatever you want. Someone might naturally go to the bullpen, might get hurt. You have another stud, and then you have him to replace Anderson or Heaney or whoever. Like he's in your Kershaw, whoever, next year. So I still like that move for the Dodgers, and I just think they're the team that's going to do that.
Yeah, I think the only internal conversation with their guys coming back, Dustin May, Walker Buehler,
Bobby Miller on his way.
Your boy Bobby Miller. It's do they need or want to pay the price for Luis Castillo? They emptied the cupboards pretty hard for Scherzer and Trey Turner, and Mookie before that. So
they always do though.
I know they've got a history of it. So you'd assume so until they don't. I mean they have a big leg up being the Dodgers and having that bankroll that they choose to use. So good for them. And on the other side, a little caveat that deserves to be mentioned. I don't think these Giants are going to be sellers no matter what happens. Schedule pod. They got a couple decent series coming up. They've got D-backs and the Cubbies. Dodgers in LA after the break. That's tough. Also, they signed Trevor Rosenthal. 1 year, 4.5. And he's still a couple weeks out. So they're planning on being involved. I know there's some of the numbers. I feel like every time we dive in, it's kind of like, oh, if the Giants have a couple more things click, that they could start going again. Interested to see. Otherwise, the Trevor Rosenthal signing goes down as one of the weirder ones in MLB history if they sell and he just comes back to throw a couple innings for them. But they're a team that operates a little differently, and I think they're going to stay involved.
Tough start to the second half for the Giants.
The Trace and Klay Thompson stuff's pretty cool. Klay Thompson
Awesome.
just slugging beers and Trace making plays. They're brothers.
They
He
grew
just
up.
won the NBA championship, comes down to LA, sits front row, slugs some beers while his brother's hitting balls off the wall, making catches into the stands. Like that's an all-time good day right there. Like Klay, mark that one down as that was a pretty good day.
Let's get him in the next blitzball battle as a team.
Okay.
And he was like, dude, there's nothing better than baseball.
Wow.
I think that's awesome for baseball to see him Instagramming himself, slugging a beer front row. He's making it cool. We got to make baseball cool.
It is one of the sports that has a distinct vibe because it's summer. You're having burger, beer at the game. You get the breeze. There's
Dude, the Twins sold that 1 year. We were so bad that was their selling point. Hey, it's summer.
Yeah.
They weren't talking about the team at all. They're like,
no, it's
summer
just
baseball.
summer. It's summer.
Speaking of summer, Jim, something I skipped over here. You love a good extension. Aaron Ashby.
Yeah.
5-year, 20.5 for the Brewers. That's fun. Knowing that he'll
that's
be
so good for them.
Knowing that he'll be around for a little bit. I mean, it lines up with his arb and some of that stuff, but good for them. And good for them to get their winning ways going. You guys know I've been tough on the Brewers for a little bit. I think if you butter knife their stats, I think for a month and a half, they weren't a pretty baseball team. At home, they sweep Kelsey Wingert's rocks as she's posting some good content of the sausage races down there. Woody with the big start. He's been good after his first couple starts to this year. Yeah, and Tellez, McClutch, a.k.a. Trev's guy, McCutcheon. I don't know. It felt like we were talking about the Brewers a lot to start this year. They were part of Trev's World Series prediction. They got off to a hot start.
Trev's waiting for them to get a bat.
Dude, so
I
am, but
they also
look
hit,
at any of the stats that are important. They're top third in all of baseball in all of those stats. In homers, they're fourth. In OPS and OPS plus, they're ninth in baseball. They're putting together a pretty good offensive season without even making that adjustment. So, yes, I'm still waiting for that, but they're kind of doing it.
I think it's
especially with that pitching staff that. The recipe's there.
Yeah, for me, it comes down to the games against St. Louis for them, and that's it. One of those teams is going to win the division. Obviously,
Have to.
Maybe one gets a wild card spot. I don't know. I really don't know how it's going to shake up. I think so. But that's a fun division race. They stay close. The Cardinals lost to the Reds. So that's a bad one.
Yeah.
Because you gotta beat the bad teams to stay in the race. Let's have the Reds beat the Brewers now. When do they play? It's coming up soon, right?
Reds, Brewers?
No, Brewers, Cardinals.
Brewers, Cardinals, August 12th. So we got a little bit.
Got a little bit.
We got a little bit.
Nice shout out to Andrew McClutchin. But I want to talk a little bit more about Hunter Renfroe. And I didn't give him a lot of credit last year in Boston. He had his best season. You think, hey, that could be just an anomaly. Could be his year. But then coming back this year, he's got an 827 OPS, 128 OPS plus. I mean, he's already got 16 homers. Like, I didn't think much of that signing when they did it, but he's proved to be worth every penny, and I'm happy for him. Sometimes you just got to give a little bit of love to these guys.
Good for you.
Love. He was a glue guy for the Sox, man. I mean, an 800 OPS, good defense in right field, which Red Sox defense we'll be talking about. I mean, that's going to be when they circle up. I mean, I know the Red Sox did it to get those minor leaguers back, but Renfroe for JBJ and a couple minor leaguers, that one felt funky when it happened. Think I broke that trade? Sorry. Sorry about it. And Rockies, I mean, just actually sell for the first time. Like, it's okay. It's going to be okay.
Nice to see Hader get back out there, do his thing, jammed up your boy Chris Bryant to end the game, made a nice play on that too. Shoveled it over to Rowdy to get the last out. Obviously got to have him. And also big news, guys.
Yeah.
Me and Devin Williams.
Yeah.
Instagram friends.
Really?
Follow and a follow.
Who followed first?
Me.
Yeah.
It's all right. I make the fucking first move. I have no problem with
Why
that.
don't you follow him?
That's fine. I do follow Devin.
Does he follow you?
Does he follow you?
I don't know. I'll double check.
Oh my God.
Because we did a Tuesday Brews Day, and want to make sure.
Come on.
Me
Let
and
me
those
have
guys
this
were
one
guys.
today. Let me have this one today.
He really wants it.
And a little inside source. Like Hader didn't go to the All-Star game, right? I dreamed that.
No, he was with his wife, who they just had a baby.
They're newborn.
Congratulations.
So I think he's.
So he doesn't follow you because you had already said it. This is great for me.
Trev, I was doing the show. I'm going to Devin Williams' Instagram right now. Following. He follows Talkin' Jake. So he followed me before you. So, I don't know.
You're supposed to let Trev have that one.
Whoops.
I needed that one.
He
today.
needed that, man. You see his hand and his foot?
Mets Padres linked up in Citi Field.
This is a nice series right here.
Two teams also linked to Juan Soto. And finished on Sunday Night Baseball. I was surprised. We were recording a later Talkin' Yanks because I had a pair of friends get engaged, Abby and Andy. Congrats. And I was like, oh, shoot, they're still playing this game. And by the time I had flipped it on, the Mets had opened it up. Big old Pete Alonso with a huge home run to get the people going. He's fantastic.
Doing commercials now?
Yeah, he's a star, dude.
With his new hair. He looks so good.
I love him so much. Vogie in the Mets.
The first trade.
Oh, yeah. Big Vogie. Did you see him running?
I always see him running. I don't know if I saw this time, but I've seen him run. I like Big Vogie.
In a new uniform. It was fun to see. I've never seen that in a Mets uni.
Hey, what are Mets fans' reactions to this move? Like, all right, good start. Like, all right, yeah, sure. Good. I mean, ecstatic, thrilled, just kind of like, yep, cool. Is anyone like against it? I saw Jolly a little hesitant.
Check out Chase Station.
I think, and this is just an opinion, it's everyone gets hungry around the trade deadline and you're hoping for the Soto or the big news. So I think Mets fans, they have no qualms with Vogelbach and what he can do against right-handed pitching, which is important. But I think Mets fans are sitting there saying, I hope Vogie's not the only move, which I think that's fair.
That is fair. But good for him.
My understanding was they liked the pitcher that they gave up, and they said that it probably wasn't worth getting Vogelbach for that. But
prospects, bro.
What?
My interpretation.
Wait, it's a rental, right? Vogel's a free agent at the end of this year?
Don't know that for sure.
I think because he has a team option for next year.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
same shit.
Yeah.
They gave up a prospect that Mets fans even know for half a
liked him.
year of Vogie?
Holderman.
I don't think. What is this? We need to get over this or find out this contract situation for Vogelbach because it says he's in arbitration, but why would you have a player option if you're in arbitration? What's going on here?
Yeah, Holderman, he got a few innings for the Mets this year, and he did look good. I know Jolly did like him, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. What do you do?
Yeah,
I'm
He's
curious
not a
if
free
they
agent.
had like a
Vogelbach
roster
is not a
crunch or
free
something
agent.
anyway.
Just so you know, it's a free agent in 2025. So that's interesting.
So,
He'll be in a Mets uniform for a long time.
well, he's been in a lot of
Can be.
uniforms before
And in
free
a lot of
agency.
uniforms. I think that's why it's a little more complicated.
He is the big
The Mets
apple.
could
I
have
just
him
gave
for
that
2 more
nickname.
full years if they want him.
Big Apple. Phew.
The biggest apple, the roundest apple.
The Padres win this series.
They sure did.
Which deserves a little more love because you guys know there was a while when I kept saying every series I look and I see the Padres are doing good things. Seemed like we got away from that for a little bit, but Darvish drops it. 7 innings, 1 earned. And Snellagram, who, I feel like on Padres Twitter I was seeing Snell trade rumors. 5 shutty for him. So, I don't know. I want to love the Padres. I want Tatis to come back, but he's a slow healer, and who knows? They're supposed to be in the Soto sweepstakes too.
They are. A lot of people positioning them to be kind of like there with the Cardinals and the Mariners as one of the teams that kind of has all the pieces to do this trade. I mean, that would be incredible for Padres fans. Right now, you're sitting at 11 and a half games back of the Dodgers in the division, but you are, comfortably in that wild card spot. And I like them in the postseason. When they can pare down the pitching and get their guys going, and if we, get hot, like the Padres could be a problem in the postseason. They're such a fun watch. Like you kind of have to root for them. I guess, if you're Dodgers fans or a Giants fan, I understand how you couldn't, but the rest of us, fun team to watch.
Yeah, their rotation's good. Snell going 5 shut. Was he at like 90-something pitches? Was it like a full effort, Snell? Did they pull him early?
I mean, Snell.
His pitch count stuff always blows my mind.
Yeah, he never goes super long. He was at 85. So could try to sneak out another. He threw 100 twice earlier this month, which that's normally not his game, but
Good for
What
him.
the heck?
What the heck?
Shout out you, Darvish. Great
course.
pitcher. I was going to his total career earnings.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's incomplete. It says 123 mil, but they haven't counted 21 or 22.
Oh, I thought maybe they weren't counting like whatever he earned in Japan first.
Mm.
He's a stud, and he follows me on Twitter. I'm
Oh my God.
clout chasing.
Clout chasing. We mentioned when Bassett got hit. I know it's controversial strike 3 before that. Whatever, baseball happens. Cards slip up against the Reds. It's supposedly the leaders in the clubhouse are Padres and Cardinals for Soto. Waino gets knocked around. We hate that, and we never say that. Most earned run in a start since July of 2019. Holy smokes. And then the Mats news. That's just a pure bummer. The guy got hurt, rehabs, comes back, first start since May, and then he's right back on the IL. Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal there.
That does suck. Your guy O'Neill, big 2-run shot. Goldie and Arenado can't go to Toronto, not vaxxed. So losing the series to the Reds. Who would the Brewers play this weekend?
I was just on it. Brewers play. They do a 2-gamer with Minnesota, then Boston.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
A lot of fun series.
If I was
coming
a
up.
Cardinals fan and we just lost 2 to the Reds and the Brewers just gained games on us, and now it's a 2.5 lead, and now we're going without our 2 of our top guys to face a team that's also rolling right now, And the Brewers, the Twins are good. Red Sox aren't right now. You know, I hope that it stays close, because if not, and you pinpoint kind of that and that, it stinks.
Two things. One, clip Jimmy saying Twins are good. Put that all over the internet. That was awesome. I got a little tingly in my spine.
They're not a walkover team.
Just clip Twins are good. Okay. Number two, I gave this rant on baseball today, but I want to put it out to Talking Baseball folks. All this vaccine stuff, however you lie on it, doesn't matter. Okay? I get there are people on both sides.
Well, I think you're a bad teammate because your foreign-born players had to get it to be playing in the U.S.
Besides the point. Everyone can have their opinion on it. This is what's going to happen. We saw in the NFL last year. The NFL was testing everybody. Everybody's coming positive. And then playoffs start coming around late in the season. Like, fuck that. They stopped testing. Okay? And that's why there was nobody out for the playoffs. I'm not saying this is the right thing at all. But I'm just saying this is what's going to happen. Nobody's missing any postseason series. I don't know what they're going to have to do. If they're going to have a doctor in there shooting the vaccine into the trash can. I don't know what they're going to do behind closed doors. I have a feeling that we're not going to have any of these come playoff time. How do you feel about that? I'm almost positive.
And you have,
nobody's telling me this. I'm just saying
with Toronto, you think you're not saying Toronto's not going to make it or not going to host. You think even if Toronto's hosting games, you think no one's going to miss in that series against them.
Yes. Whether because we heard this from Alex Cora too. Remember I said that what's that about? He said it's going to be different come October.
Yeah.
Now, whether that's you're convincing guys to go ahead and get the actual vaccine, or you're just like finding ways around it, like finding a shady doctor. I don't know what it can be. I'm not saying it's right, people. I'm saying this is what's going to happen.
Do you think that who would be? I know we're in the NL right now. Well, we'll go forward. Because
right? Don't you guys? I'm not. Again, I don't want people to say like I'm advocating for this. That's not what I'm doing.
I agree
I'm just
with
saying,
you,
if you
but
look around the other leagues, what's happened. This is what happens.
It's not the NL's concern unless the Blue Jays make the World Series.
I guess that the real question would be if the Blue Jays host a postseason game this year, and there's a player that in July, August, September could not attend the game, and then those teams are linking up, and that player goes, like, people are going to ask questions, and it's either a yes or a no, and it can't be a no. So I don't know, man. I mean, you live in Cali, wherever you live in this country, people get hot over this, and sometimes don't even know what they're getting hot about. That would someone be too proud to miss a playoff game? I would put my money on yeah.
And I'm not saying like Canada's just going to let these guys in. I mean, I'm going to make it clear what I'm saying. I think
funny business.
Again, I don't know anything. Nobody's said anything. I'm just going by what happened in other leagues. I think there's going to be some funny business with the vaccine. Like they're going to find a doctor that says, yeah, I gave him the vaccine, wink, wink in the back, like it's not the right thing to do. I'm just saying I foresee it happening.
Okay.
Reds 33-36 since their awful start, which would easily have them the third best team in the NL Central. They did start off 3-22, so you can't forget that. And they're probably about to lose Luis Castillo and some other friends.
If they don't trade Castillo, I'll be mad.
Which they also might not.
Yeah.
I mean, the Reds operate just a little differently.
The Nationals and the D-backs played.
Yes, they did. Zach Gallen, good. MadBum called Victor Robles a clown, and then he showed up the next day. But the clown knows.
I agree with both of them.
Yeah, win-win. Because it is hilarious to get called a clown and then show up as the clown.
Yeah. David Martinez didn't like it. He said he can talk to him.
Yeah.
I like it out of both of them.
Right.
Well, I'm with MadBum on
sure.
You're down 7 runs and you've hit.
Did you watch it though, James?
Dude, that's okay. So that's where maybe I'm not. I didn't have it in me to search out the replay, so I didn't see I just saw the swing, and it didn't seem like much there. And then
You saw it then.
Okay. So I thought maybe there was a replay when he was further down the line. He did something. So he didn't. So then I'm not with MadBum. He didn't really do anything.
He didn't. He leaned
Why did the
back
reporter
on him.
even ask then?
I haven't, because MadBum said something.
MadBum's instant
Oh, he yelled
for
at
that.
him? Maybe.
Yeah, kind of like shook his head.
I take it
it wasn't
back.
like a big thing.
I take it back. if that's all he did, which kind of was nothing, like I don't even think I would have noticed it.
Yeah, he hits it. He opens up and does like just a little two-step getting out of the box. But no, I mean,
I do think it's weird to celebrate when your team is down.
But it wasn't. It really wasn't a celebration.
I know.
Like, yeah, like did he look at it a little bit? Sure, but he really just like leaned back on an off-speed pitch and like kind of kept going with his body, and then he put his head down, bro.
Yeah,
and just, like, kind of ran.
I thought there was more in a replay I didn't see. So MadBum cool down. I haven't been with MadBum a lot of the times on these, but his whole reasoning. I saw his reasoning first. He was like down 7 and United at home, like, and I was like, yeah, I mean that is weird to celebrate that.
Well, I agree with that take. And I'm not just on like the let the kids play, do whatever you want type situation. You guys know that. I think there are times and places for things. Like if he was going around doing cartwheels around, then I'd be like, dude, what are you doing? You know, but he didn't do that. And MadBum just kind of has that chip on his shoulder. And he even said, I know I'm the old angry guy in the clubhouse. It's like, dude, like this is the way the game is being played. And again, this is not one of those situations where I understand your anger with it. Like it just wasn't one of them. So okay. Kind of like almost as like a non-story. But then the nose thing, it's funny. He comes out and like, honestly,
where'd he get that?
I was just gonna say.
I think it was just a ball of tape. It was a ball of tape.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, do you ask a clubby like run out and get a clown nose? Because it looked like a real clown nose.
I'm on that side because he's making light of a ridiculous situation.
I love the clown nose. I love the clown nose.
Yeah. Dave Martinez did not have his back. I'm not sure if he watched the actual highlight either, because he was like saying like we shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah,
like,
I think
that's
Dave
not
Martinez,
who we are.
Dave
like, come on,
I understand it was a manager. He's just being like, why now reporters are going to ask me about this? Like, shut up. That's where he's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, don't make me have to answer for you wearing a clown nose.
Bumgarner, like, I don't know.
We're losing.
Like, I'm okay with him being the old salty vet. You got to have old salty vets in the league. It's just part of it. But like, there are times, man, where it's like that wasn't even that. He didn't even really do anything.
If that is it, I thought I missed the highlight where he did more.
If you're MadBum, keep laying into it more. Yeah. Just be mad guys hit homers.
Ever since that umpire molested MadBum, I'm kind of on his side all the time.
That was a lot.
He's a victim.
We're not going to be talking about the Nats and D-backs a lot as this season goes on. You should know who Alek Thomas is. He's doing it on both sides of the ball. Zach Gallen with a good start. Speaking of young guys, Pirates and Marlins, Max Meyer, man, sucks so much. Top prospect. 10 pitches in, gets yanked. Sucks. But they did call up J.J. Bleday, another top prospect for them. And that just has me, if you're trying to pluck guys from the Marlins, just be careful because I don't know what they're going to do at this deadline. Like, this is a team that likes to think they're competing, and they have a lot of their youth up that I don't know if they're going to sell. So that's just, if you have Marlins on your Christmas list for this deadline, be careful. Well, Quintana, Jim. 7 shutty. Could be on a team.
He's going somewhere. He's going somewhere.
They should trade him before his next start.
I said the same exact thing.
When
you've accomplished your goal.
When would that be? When did he pitch? Did he pitch Friday, Saturday?
He pitched Saturday.
Yeah, so would be Sunday, Thursday? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah. Either way, certainly he's scheduled for at least one more before the deadline.
But
don't let that happen.
Don't even let him start.
You can't let him start.
Yeah, even if he's not,
because there's no August waiver period. Too.
Yeah, even if he's not traded. So
he's healthy.
So that was his last start.
He's on a $2 million contract.
It really should be.
$2 million?
$2 million. It's the most obvious. Like, flip him for something trade.
What game number are we at in the season?
100.
Yeah, 97 for the Yankees.
So let's just say it's 100. 100 divided by 162 that's 61%. So then it would be 39%.
Okay.
What's 2 million?
It's not even a number you need to
under $1 million.
Crack, because that's like
800
peanuts to these teams.
He would cost $780,000 roughly.
It's a
if
rough
you trade
number.
for him. So that'll happen.
That's rough math.
That's rough math. Wrath.
Trev, can you
tell? Yeah, he's traded. Sorry.
Wait.
What?
The Cubs get their first sweep of the season.
I actually think that's not applause worthy. It's pretty late in the year.
We're happy for them. Ian Happ with 4 hits. Seiya Suzuki, we haven't talked about him in a while. We used to talk about him a lot. His numbers are still pretty solid. He's got an OPS in the 8s.
Are those dark blue jerseys their City Connect jerseys? The Cubs?
Joe's is in a tank top today. And
They stink. I saw
saw
a bunch of Ian Happ highlights. I was watching Ian Happ, and he was batting in those City Connect jerseys.
Yeah, it's like Wrigleyville. It says Wrigleyville, right?
And I was like, these stink. I like some of them.
They were one of the first ones to come out last year, if I recall, and I think if they could do it again, they've seen the tone that's been set by some of them. Do it.
I never know if I'm of the same wavelength of the kids or the general public on jerseys.
Right.
Do you guys like those? Are they considered cool or?
They don't register for me.
Well, that's kind of for me too, and that's why they stink.
Yeah,
They're not worth an alternative.
I don't make that jump.
Like if you're going to make an alternative jersey, make an alternative jersey. That's just kind of boring. It could be another team's normal jersey.
Are the Yankees doing this?
Next year, those will suck.
Oh, they're like the next year. Yeah, people. No matter if they're good or bad, people are going to hate them.
I hate them already. Yeah. They stink.
Yep, I know. Hey, did you guys want to talk? We're a gossip show now.
Yeah, I love gossip.
You want to talk about Nick Castellanos and Jim Salisbury?
A little bit.
I'm on Team Castellanos. Dumb question, dog.
It was a stupid question.
Rephrase it.
Do you have the clip, BBD, at all, if you want to play it for our audience? It's not. I could give you the gist of it. Castellanos has been struggling. Jim Salisbury comes up and says, "Did you hear the boos?" And Castellanos basically said,
"That's a dumb question."
He said it's a dumb question. I am on Team Castellanos on this because I said this with Chris Rose this morning. Only 2 things Salisbury wanted. One was a reaction like he got.
Yeah.
I don't think that was it. I think he's been around long enough. I don't think he's a reaction type guy. He's just too old to know about viral.
It's just lazy. If it's not a reaction, it's just lazy because basically like you got booed, what of it? Like that even would have been better than did you hear the boos? Like don't give these annoyed players a reason. Like Frazier, I'm sure it's a big part of...
He had another question coming, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure it's a big part of journalism is like make sure you ask questions that can't just be shot down.
Yeah.
And he knows if he says yes, then he's like, what did it feel like? He's like, well, just ask that. It's like, is it frustrating to hear the boos from your hometown?
That's a better question.
Like, do your job. It's just lazy reportering.
And then he said the one thing that got me really bad, and again, like this guy is highly respected in the Philadelphia area. I get it. But he said, you should be equipped to answer a stupid question. What?
Nice.
You should not ask stupid questions.
Nice.
Yeah, that's dumb. And I like Castellanos. I like his whole demeanor.
Like Castellanos.
He's very smart too. Like you listen to him talk, like he is articulate. Like he's all there, man.
But don't look at the stat page this year. Yikes.
It's a new city.
Yikes. Bring us to a new league.
10. Hold on. Let me get my stopwatch up. Hold on. Ready?
Getting your stopwatch out?
I got to, bro. It's 10 freaking series.
Okay. On your mark. Get set. The American League.
Probably the series we'll spend the most time talking about. It's the Astros and the Yanks coming out of the All-Star break. The Astros sweep. We love sweeps on this show. They take a doubleheader from the Yankees. 3-2 Astros. There's a walk-off. Matajevic, my guy with the grounder to IKF, who threw to second base. Nobody was there, James. That's probably going to make it into a highlight reel of yours. Next game, 7-5. Herman goes 3 innings pitched with 5 earned runs. There was a couple back-to-backers in the first. Astros get 2 on the Yankees. That also means they own the tiebreaker when it comes down to it at the end of the season, which is kind of a big deal. But moving on from that series, the A's at the Tigers, another one of those doubleheaders right after the All-Star break. This one was a split. 7-2 Tigers in game 1. That was Skubal versus Logue or Loogie. I don't know which one that is. Then 5-0 A's in the second game. So they split that one. Grossman had a pair of doubles, drives in 3 against his former team. Skubal was actually really good. 3 good starts in a row after a really bad June. Series split. Probably not talking about that one too much. Moving on. This one is going to get some play, people. Blue Jays at Red Sox. The Blue Jays sweep. And it was a sweep of all sweeps. There's a lot of crazy stats on this one. 28-5 in game 1, 4-1, and then 8-4 as the Blue Jays win them all. Red Sox, are you going to be trading everyone? I'm not sure. There was some stat like it's the biggest run differential in the series since 1901. You don't want to be on the losing side of that. We'll get into it a little bit more. But the Blue Jays get the sweep. They're looking hot right now. Then the Astros, after sweeping the Yankees in doubleheader, they go up and get another sweep at the Mariners this time. It's a 3-gamer, 5-2 Astros, 3-1 Astros, 8-5 Astros. Verlander is an absolute guy. He's throwing 100 miles an hour. He's 100 years old, still doing it. You have to have mad respect for him.
Mad respect.
Astros just doing it. They look like a team on a mission, and I heard they're going to get Wilson Contreras as well. Oh, that's just in my head. Never mind. They sweep the Mariners. We'll get into it in a bit. Then the Yankees, after that horrible sweep at the hands of the Astros, they come back and redeem themselves against the Orioles in Baltimore. 7-6 Yankees, 6-3 Orioles in the meat game before the Yankees took the series 6-0. Judge is going off. My goodness. He's back on pace for 62. Is he the MVP? I don't know. He's surely making a case for it. I didn't think he had a chance, but he's doing it. Yankees win the series, but kind of lose. Mike King fractures his elbow, will miss the rest of the season. That's got to change the priority plans for the Yankees as far as the trade deadline goes. They take 2 or 3 from the Orioles. Guardians at White Sox, big series here, 4-gamer, but they split it. 8-2 Guardians, 7-4 Guardians before the White Sox took the last 2 games, 5-4, 6-3. Giolito struggling, man. Want him to do good. 3 innings pitched, 6 earned runs against Chris Rose's Guardians. Both these teams got to decide some stuff right here. I think the White Sox are obviously going to buy. They think they're really good. The Guardians, what you going to do, baby? What you going to do? We got to find that out. It's coming up quick. 7 days to figure that out. They split the series. A lot of stuff happened there. We'll talk about it. Got to get through these series. Twins at Tigers. My Twinkies, what do they do, Jake? Sweep the shit out of them. It's a 2-game series. 8-4 Twins, 9-1 Twins. They're doing it. Sonny Gray, another one of those guys I don't give a lot of credit to. He looked absolutely nasty. Buxton sits both of these games. That's okay. He had a PRP injection. Should have been done before the All-Star game, but he had to go hit a homer to win the game for the AL, so they had to push it back. He misses this series. Twins looking good. They got to talk about Sano. He's coming back. What are they going to do? Lots of stuff going on there. Rays at Royals. Royals take 2 or 3. Kind of a mini what is he doing Rays type thing. 7-3 in game 1 for the Rays, but then they lose the next 2 games 6-3, 4-2. We'll get in depth with that. I'm running out of time. Rangers at Athletics. The A's, they take 2 or 3 from the Rangers, so they're kind of playing good ball, but their record is atrocious, so bad. Swerve and Irvin had a really good start in game 1. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run. It went 5-4 A's, 3-1 A's. Before it was 11-8 Rangers. A's take 2 or 3. And that, my friends, is what happened in the AL.
I am shocked.
Freaking baseball.
I am shocked that the White Sox and Guardians split a 4-game set 2-2. That
mid-ass AL Central.
That is shocking. What's the White Sox record versus the Central? It has to be 500.
I'm going to get it up right now for you, big dog. Hold
be.
on.
That's all they do.
Well, how do I find that out?
Baseball Reference expanded standings page is where I would go.
Oh, my gosh. BBD, you're the producer.
In the meantime,
too tired.
The Astros ruin my sprinkle prop bet. I needed the Mariners to win 1 more game to have the longest winning streak of the season, and the Astros said no. And the Astros said, stop thinking you're going to be good, and swept the Mariners. And they now have a 13-game lead in the West. In the Central, the Twins, they went in the break 2 games up. They're now 3 games up on the Guardians. The White Sox are in 3rd place at 4 games back. And in the East, the Yankees went into the break 13 games up on the Rays, and they are now 12.5 games up on the Jays, who swept the Red Sox. Red Sox are exactly 500, 48-48, and Baltimore is 47-48. So, where would you like to take us, Plouffe?
The White Sox are 20-21.
No.
against the Central. That makes all the sense in the world, baby.
My bad. I was one off. I mean, if they played another game,
They'd win.
they'll win the next game against the Central. I don't know when that is, but they will.
We can go quickly through all these.
It's got to be
James.
so frustrating, man. I mean, it's worse than the Red Sox, who haven't won a series against their division.
Yes.
But, get a lead.
Yankees fly into Houston for a doubleheader. That's tough after the break. They do get swept. There was the walk-off single on a kind of a strange little play. Where was the second baseman there? Even though there was no play.
He was way shifted.
Way over. He didn't have a chance to get over.
And I'm not even upset with Kiner throwing the ball because, what else were you
Where is he going to throw? Yeah, the game was already over.
I am upset
I just said that because
the Yankees continue to shift and then not pitch to the shift. They shifted that way, and then they threw outside fastballs to the batter, and he just beat the shift.
You're starting to get legendary for your blooper reels. I think that's a new avenue that you're exploring here. First IKF, and now the Red Sox this morning, which that was a tough one.
I made that for Weekly Dumb for Zach because we did a whole segment on the Red Sox, and then as I was making it, I was like, oh my goodness gracious. There was some I hadn't even seen.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
And then I just put it all together, and then I looked at it. It was 3 minutes long. I was like, I have to edit this down. I didn't even include replays. It's just 2 minutes of just straight brutal defense from the Red Sox.
I know you guys you get swept here, but you have to kind of think kind of could have went either way in both games. Even the last game, Judge hits the homer, then Carpenter hits into the double play to end the game. Kind of a weird play there. The change up, there's the third baseman was drawn in on the shift, hits it right to him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
Astros
Astros
inning going, but
I think the Astros are a more deeper and well-rounded team than the Yankees right now. I think it's a little bit of a mental hurdle for the Yankees, but they're close games, they're good games, but I'm not going to try and take anything away from the Astros or Astros fans. The Astros are not scared of the Yankees at all. It might be close games, but they end up winning them.
Where the Yankees should have done this, doubleheader these days, teams are going to play everyone, and you make sure the guys that need rest get rest. The Yankees should have gone full A lineup game one and fully gone for that game. They also had bases loaded, no outs. Carpenter hits a line drive right at the first baseman, double play, which if that's maybe a foot in either direction, we could be talking about bases clearing or something. Very different result. It's not. It's baseball. Houston fans, you might be getting rowdy hearing all this. The reason I'm saying this, and Trev, the reason it hurt even less, in the second game, they went Domingo Germán's first start of the year, which he's not factoring in to the Yankees' plans to the best of our knowledge. And then J.P. Sears, who's a solid young lefty pitcher, but also currently not factoring. He's not on the team as of right now. So that's where, when you walk away from that second game and you're like, okay, so they crushed Germán and then they kind of got to Sears. You shrug that one. They had a chance in the first one. That first game was like every Houston Yankees game this year. It came down to the final outs, and they didn't get it. So, Houston has their number, and that's where, Joe's McFly turns into a guy whispering in my ear in an alley. He's like, you know who Houston doesn't like? Juan Soto. I'm like, yeah, Joe's. That'd be great, man.
This is not talking Yanks. We've got to move on, get past it. I want 15 seconds. I'm going straight to you, James, with this one. Twins have the Yankees as their boogeyman. Have the Astros become the boogeyman for the Yankees?
Yeah. I mean, because some people say 15, which I don't, because I didn't even think the team should have been in the wild card. But Ref Snyder was the second base, Greg Bird was the first base, Chase Headley was. It was like what, like in 15, 2015 when they played the Astros, that wasn't even a Yankees team. I don't know. I didn't have any hope.
It's a weird squad.
So I don't count that as part of it.
Cheating scandal.
17's the cheating scandal, and the Yankees won every game at home, and every game on the road was super fucking close. And that does still, as much as Astros fans stop crying, it does still have ringing what if? I don't know if they would have beat the Dodgers, but I think they would have beat the Astros in that series because they were cheating in the playoffs. And then 19, they beat us, and that's it, right? We haven't faced them in 20 or 21?
Yes, those are the last three series in the postseason.
Yes, but it is a thing. It is a thing. They need to beat them in the postseason. If it happens this year, Trev, it'll go from like 6 out of 10 boogeyman to a 10 out of 10 boogeyman. If the Astros beat the Yankees in the postseason this year, it'll be full-fledged, like where Pedro Martinez saying the Yankees are my poppy or whatever that quote is. Tip my hat and call the Yankees my daddy. It'll be bad.
That was only a 2-game series. We got a lot to get through, guys. Let's
Well,
keep it tight here.
Let's just do like
A's, Tigers.
Yeah, we can't do much in there. Let's talk about the Red Sox. That's a good AL conversation.
Okay. 2 lowest scoring teams in baseball, A's, Tigers. That was tough.
The Red Sox, they should sell. They're 500 right now. They don't pan out well with their injuries, with losing their pitching, with their just the way the roster's constructed to go into their depth. Devers is on the IL right now. They have so many pieces to sell. Cora has a weird quote where he says, I buy my groceries at the store and I don't sell them from home.
Yep, put that one in there on the sheet. Didn't understand that one.
I think he's just saying like,
no.
Like he doesn't, like I don't do yard sale. I don't know what he was saying, but they should sell their rentals. They shouldn't sell anyone past it, but it's obviously
they have people that aren't just rentals, dude. These are people that are like big parts of their organization that are free agents too. And like, how can you tell that fan base in Boston, hey, we're done when you're 3 games back of a wild card spot?
I know.
Is it just the sale injury? Is that like, did that put it over?
They're not going to sell. That was my conclusion because of that, Trev, because they're the wild card and they can get hot and they can get in the wild card and they can put something together. But if Heim really wanted to rebuild and get some more pieces, like they got guys they can sell, man. Evaldi, put him in your rotation, your bullpen, whatever you need. Like he's a good postseason arm.
So here's all the guys. Xander has an opt-out at the end of the season. They're trying to get something done. Hasn't progressed enough. JD Martinez, free agent after the season. Evaldi, free agent after the season. Kike, JBJ, Christian Vasquez, Waka, Rich Hill, and Matt Strahm, all free agents. You can't go into the offseason, and I don't even know, man. It's a tough situation for Heim. I said it today on Baseball Day. This extra wild card team has just, these GMs are gonna have to earn their money. Like making decisions, having to tell your fan base, sorry, we just wasn't in the cards. That's going to be a tough sell for Heim to do that. You trade Mookie Betts away, okay? And then right here in 2022, you're 3 games back from a wild card spot on July 25th, and you sell off everybody, including some very familiar names. I kind of agree with you, James. I don't think he can do it, but it's probably the right move.
Yeah. But hey, what's going on with Heim? Like this was a year where they were supposed to compete, and they have terrible depth. They're playing everybody out of position.
Yeah.
A couple injuries and you have 4 guys out of position or 3 guys out of position. Like what's happening? Christian Vasquez playing first base, straight up catching the ball and taking his foot off the base before the runner passes. It's like, but I feel bad for him. At one play, he in that montage, he catches it and his foot's off and he starts running the dugout like he got it. And the umpire's like, safe. And he turns around and he's like, what'd I do? And they're like, you have to keep your foot on the bag, Christian. He's like, damn.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that one. I can't imagine Jeter Downs played a lot of third base in the minor leagues either. And when you're staring down that barrel, trying to come home from third base, if you don't play there, you don't create an angle.
But like, what was with
and then you hit the guy in the back? That's what happens.
Yeah, Whitlock and Houck are supposed to be starters. They go to the bullpen. Every guy you call up from AAA stinks. And then the rest of the guys you signed, Waka and Hill, are injury guys when you already have Sale and Pivetta, who are injury. Like, I'm not trying to rag on Boston fans because I'm trying to sympathize with the fans, but is Heim regarded as good? Because for me, this is a big old botch job by the GM, the way he put together this team. You have to prep for injuries. I know they had injuries, but the Rays have had more injuries. He
obviously comes from the Rays, so he's thinking, hey, our player development is just going to send us guys that are going to perform, and that just kind of hasn't happened. Yeah. You mentioned the guys coming up. Like if your replacements are below replacement level,
yeah, teams have had more injuries and been better prepped.
Yeah,
it shows the value guys like Eduardo Rodriguez Martin Perez. I mean, those guys weren't even good for them last year. They were both actually 100 ERA plus guys. But Red Sox team identities, or at least this core, when Jimmy says the 2015 Yankees, he doesn't lump into this current team because they're not. This current core of Red Sox is built around their offense. So when they had Erod and Martin Perez giving them efforts as starters, it allowed them to be a successful team that went to the CS last year. They lost some of that this year. I do think Sale was a big blow. And I think, and we talked about it with the Atlanta Braves last year, Peter Moylan, who covers the team, crazy guy, caught a ball at the home run derby. He said the Braves went on a road trip, and if it didn't happen, they were going to sell. I think the Red Sox, they've got a couple more games left. It's 4 at home versus Cleveland, 3 at home versus Milwaukee, and then they've got 1 game versus Houston on August 1st. If it continues to look like it did this weekend, Red Sox fans are smart enough to know you have to sell what you can because it ain't it. If they show a little bit of fight over this next week, and it depends what you're getting offered too. Like Xander Bogaerts, that dude's a fucking institution in Boston, and he rightfully so. He's been a stud on a lot of important Red Sox teams. So if this is the last hurrah and you're getting offered a flyer high A pitcher or something, then no. You can't do that. If it's something that's actually right for your organization and your Heim, and you're going to have next year. But like Jimmy said, did last year's CS kind of throw off the process a little bit? Because is Heim a good GM? I think he should be respected as that way for now. Just because one season falls apart, I'm not going to throw a guy under the bus when they went to the championship series last year and they probably shouldn't have. But he's got some serious decisions to make because if they show you just a little bit of fight and it is a Boston City and Cora's going to give you some weird quotes and maybe the gang rallies around it, cool. If not,
grocery store gang, baby.
Devers just went to the IL. Like all signs
it's tough.
are pointing the other direction. So
and they don't have a lot of time, dude. Like these trades don't just happen in 30 minutes. Like you need to be talking, especially with like these marquee names like you're talking about. You can't be swindled and then just be a laughing stock in Boston. Heim knows that. So he's either on the calls already, like on the phone, talking to everyone already, or he's not going to trade these guys.
Yeah. Them not winning a series against the AL East is jarring. Them having a terrible record
and Chris Sale too
versus over 500 teams. Like they were bad when they had a hard schedule, and then they had an easy schedule, and they were good, and then they had a hard schedule and injuries, and they've been awful. Like in that stretch, everyone was talking about. They went 6-17. Okay.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough stretch. It ended up being very tough. Let's get out of there.
Let's go to the Blue Jays because they sweep the Red Sox, and they fire their manager. They sweep the Red Sox. No. You don't want to go there?
I thought we were moving series, but you're just talking about the Blue Jays now.
Well, I feel like if we move series, we might not get back to the Blue Jays, and they deserve some love because they won.
Winners of 6 straight, by the way.
Winners of 6 straight. I mean, they just kept going with the hits there in this one. Who do they got? They got St. Louis, Detroit,
St. Louis
Tampa
coming
Bay.
out.
St. Louis without Goldie and Arenado.
Not bad.
Stripling said after the game that like, this is a great series win, and yes, it's a sweep, and it's awesome. He's like, we understand that this was not the Red Sox at optimal performance, but he said this is what good teams have to do. Like, we need to go take advantage of these situations and get the sweep. Be the shark that smells the blood in the water.
Yeah.
So he was right on that, and that's you kind of have to. If the Blue Jays won 3 out of 4, you'd be happy, but sweeping is, I guess it's 3 games. Sorry.
Yeah, the second game was close, and they had to use their bullpen. Romano gets a save. They get the holds. Manoah goes 6, I think. And then game 3, they come out and they put up a 5-spot in the first inning. So they really, I mean, it's not like they just got the business. They just beat them every single way.
Man,
let's move on. Astros-Mariners. Talked about the Astros already. They're just incredible. They're a dog, man. And basically, like we've been saying for years now, the AL goes through Houston. Mariners found that out. riding. How many games was it, James? 14?
Yeah, it's a 14-game winning streak, which ties the Braves from earlier in the year, is what I was told. I actually never checked if this was true, but someone told me they needed to win Game 1 against the Astros to have the longest in MLB, which was my bet, and then they lost.
Tied for first.
I'll go look up the Braves winning streak for you, James.
If it's tied, do I win?
I don't know. I have to check.
Longest winning streak, 14 games.
Should have mentioned this before. The Dodgers actually passed the Yankees for best win percentage in baseball. Houston is right there. And man, baseball, we talk about a lot. It's kind of a traditionalist baseball thing to say that it's not a light switch sport. You can't turn it on and off. It's kind of the beauty of the grind. You go out and win every day. Everyone's watching the Jeter doc. That's the right way to do it, Trev. I think Houston has the light switch. I think we saw that in 2020 when they kind of quote unquote limped into the playoffs and
Dusty has a plan.
Then they said, "All right, let's do this thing." Man, I think this team saw a Yankees doubleheader at home, and then your friendly, fun-loving Mariners coming in on a win streak, and they said, "Let's ruin these guys," and they did, and that's what they can do, man. And my goodness, Trev, I think. Jimmy, were we live when the Greinke trade went down?
Yeah,
on
my
the trade
reaction.
deadline?
My reaction is live.
And we both kind of went ghost-faced a little bit, and we're like, oh.
It's like at the buzzer.
If
Greinke.
This team is incredibly good. Trev, I know you dream of Wilson Contreras. I just don't think that's going to happen with how much they love Maldonado.
I know.
We sleep on this team, man, and if they add – whether offense or pitching, it's just like, oh, the big bad wolf is still going to be there. And that's where, as Yankee fans, we've been saying it before Mike King went down, who's been so good for them. Before their starting pitching has started to slip up, that this Yankees team, if they really want to take down Houston, it doesn't have to be Soto. Juan Soto is one of the best players to ever play this game. But you're going to need help to take down these guys because they don't give a shit.
They don't. That's what it really feels like. Like they're coming in, they know they're big, bad team, and it's up to you to beat them. I think that's what I like about watching Houston play. It's like they rarely beat themselves. Like you got to come in and do something special. And like you're saying, like wake up when we play the Yankees and the Mariners on their winning streak. Or Urquidy. Got a 2.29 in his last 6 starts. He had a 5 ERA in his first 12 starts. So like he's getting hot, and like the depth is just everywhere for them. That's the mark of a good team. That's a team that can put up 106, 107 wins during the regular season. And then, like we always say, you pair your pitching down, these guys are going to be incredible in the playoffs. I'm very curious to see what kind of moves they make. I feel like bullpen they're probably going to go after some guys like that. As far as the lineup, yeah, I dream on Wilson Contreras there, but they do love Maldonado. All the guys love throwing to him. So I proposed to C. Rose this morning, like get Wilson and like pinch hit him in like the 6th inning and have him for the rest of the game. I don't know if that works. Probably does not. They'll go elsewhere, but I could dream upon that. Verlander looked nasty. It's mind-boggling what he's doing this year.
Who's the... I'm not going back to Blue Jays. Who's their 5th starter right now? Do you know? They have Barrios, Gossman, Manoah, Stripling. Stripling joined the rotation as their 6th when they had a long stretch. Is Kikuchi still?
He just started rehabbing. I think they're currently like 4-man.
They just have the ability to do that for a little bit.
Looks like Blue Jays fans in the chat.
Looks like they get to start out. It's Barrios and Gossman for the Cardinals series, so they have a couple days to figure it out. That's kind of convenient.
Off day this Monday, off day next Monday, so they probably just have to bullpen day, or Kikuchi has a chance to come back.
Say Max. Someone in the chat said Max Castillo. Okay,
sure.
Lance McCullers Jr.
Snapdragon
coming back, guys. This team's a joke.
Curve. Yeah, the Astros are crazy. They're good, man. Did you see what they did to the Yankees, Trev? The first 2 batters of the game?
What do you mean?
Bunt single down the first baseline.
Oh,
and then the next batter bunt single down the third baseline. Just
I
fuckers. Just
remember
fuckers, man.
Joe's reacting to that.
Just fuckers. Such a good move.
It's Joe's
They
fault.
can do that, or they can go back-to-back homers too.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit.
Yeah. It's just like you're
Bunts are the best.
beat, man. Like you're beat if a team opens up bunt single on you. When they're also like sluggers.
You either win that game or you lose that game by like 15 because you just pissed off the other team.
Well,
so
the Yankees
bad.
lost close, but it's still like.
Well, yeah, Houston won that game.
Yeah.
You guys know who really hates bunts? He was on the Yankees for a long time. Oh, CC.
Yeah.
We used to try to bunt once a game just to see how mad we could make him. Even if it didn't work, it's just like, there's the bear. Let's go poke it.
They did it to CC's disciple, Monty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if it was fucked up when CC had the knee brace and they're bunting on him and stuff. But it's gamesmanship. You get it. But CC hated that. He also used it. You fueled him.
Yeah.
Probably kicked your
Yeah,
ass.
I know. It's probably dumb of us to do it. Fucking Hall of Famer.
It's funny.
Yeah, Mariners.
What's going on with the
What do
Rays?
you got?
Mariner.
You wanna keep
The
going?
Mariners are fine, man. The Astros are good. Like, don't even. You
Yeah,
won 14 in
that's
a
what I
row.
was
The
gonna
Astros are good. Don't let it get in your way. The Rays lose 2 of 3 to the Royals, and that's something I don't understand.
I mean, you how can you not understand that? The Rays are just they raise. Like sometimes they're going to go through this. Like you look at their roster, it's like not great, but they find ways to win. Sometimes they're going to just run into some teams, run into a bad batch of baseball, I guess.
Rays.
I saw a Yandy Diaz homer where he hit it. He didn't even hit it good. But I can tell by the way a hitter reacts if you hit it good or not. He hit a fly ball, put some backspin onto center field. The thing went up off the batter's eye.
Yandy's one of the weirdest hitters in recent baseball history. He's one of the biggest jack guys in the game, but he's kind of like a contact bingo hitter. Man, I'll tell you what. Rays at Baltimore for 4. Does a 4-game sweep jump them? That's what I need to know.
If the Orioles win all 4, the 4-game sweeps are hard to do.
They're super hard to do. Rays are up 5 games, so no. But
Orioles are so fun to watch.
they are.
If you're a person that listens to this podcast, I'm guessing you enjoy watching baseball games. If your team is not playing, or you're watching on MLB TV and you flip back and forth during commercials or whatever, the Orioles have never really been in my rotation of like, oh, I'll check the Orioles game out. But they are now. I tuned in when they were playing the Angels and they were in the win streak, and I was just watching that. And they're fun, man. Like I'll say it again. This is my J.P. Crawford. You guys have done the J.P. Crawford thing forever, and I've never really dropped his name. But I'm going to start dropping Cedric Mullins as much as I can.
Okay.
Go watch Cedric Mullins play baseball. I told my dad, and he just watches the Yankees. I said, Dad, pay attention to that guy. He's fun to watch.
Love that. Bullpen's been really good for them. Rays at Orioles. That's the next series coming up. I like that. 4-gamer, you said?
Yeah.
We're kind of jumping all over the sheet here. I'm confused as to where we're at. We skipped over the
O's.
Central because I know you guys think it's mid, but
I thought we talked about the Central.
we did.
Remember, we were looking at what the White Sox record is against them. We did them in the Guardians, at least. The other series we haven't done.
They split. Well, I just gave the Royals love for beating the Rays. The Rangers.
What the Twins do.
The Rangers
Twins
are out.
Swept
They
the
said
Tigers in 2 games. Got to mention my Twins. I'll
Yeah.
be out there August 20th to go celebrate. Oh, I'm not supposed to say that. Don't tell people that.
That was a secret.
It was a surprise.
This was a slumper.
But just don't tell Gardenhire.
Okay. All right. Not telling.
I promise you.
What I wanted to say about the Twins is they have an interesting decision. They sweep the Tigers, great. Sonny Gray looks awesome. Twins, Jimmy said, are good. Miguel Sano coming back from rehab. He's fulfilled his rehab assignment, and now they're deciding what to do with him. Are they going to shake up the roster to bring him back? Do you try to trade him? Do you designate him? See if he clears waivers? He hasn't been good this year, but he's a guy offensively that can carry a team, and I wouldn't mind him on my bench. So it's do they shake up the roster just to keep him, or do they say, hey, we found something that's working right now and let's go?
They shake up the roster.
Keep him.
Send him to Houston. Watch him hit a bunch of homers.
You can play. They need a first baseman, don't they?
Why not? Doesn't matter if you're Houston.
My gosh, oh my God. Sano in Houston would be something. I'd like that very much so.
Bloops to the cross.
I don't think he'd like the vibe.
Oh, he would love that. He could hit homers so far there up onto the train. Oh, my gosh.
He loves trains.
Yeah, he does love trains.
He's fascinated by trains.
Yeah. He
They're
likes
the only
sleeping
thing-
on trains.
They're the only thing as powerful as him.
He takes it overnight just to get a nice night's sleep.
Doesn't respect cars.
No, they're too tight.
Kepler. Okay, there's people are saying that Kepler might have gotten hurt yesterday, so that could be a spot for him.
Damn.
Damn it.
He exited the game with a bruised right toe. Yeah, then that was interesting with Buxton. He was supposed to get a PRP injection on Monday of the All-Star break, but he decided to play in the All-Star game, so set him back a little bit.
So both
Can't be
AL
that happy if you're Twins fans, right?
Both AL guys who hit home runs in the All-Star game are just hurt now. Stan's also banged up, not playing a lot. All-Star game jinx.
They had their moments, but dude, yeah, the regular season kind of means something.
Did our guy Sticks have a good start?
Hot.
No. Oh,
I think
yeah,
he did.
5.2, 1 earned.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's talk about Plesac being on the move possibly, which is like, Jake, this is your point about the Guardians. What the fuck is going on there
Dude.
ever? We never know.
Go listen to the Chris Rose rotation trade deadline episode. I think it's my favorite episode of the Chris Rose rotation. Ashland, Josh Tomlin, Jerry Blevins. You're just guessing where guys are getting traded. It's a blast. Ashland won it last year, and she got Vogelbach to the Mets already.
We were on it last year, not invited back.
We were on it, not invited back. I actually was invited to do the intro video, so you and Rose kind of got to talk about that a little bit.
Well, last year's ep, we were high as shit on it, and maybe Rose didn't like
Could have been the problem. Opened with a
Yeah,
good
he's a
joke
professional.
You opened with a good joke?
on last year's episode.
What was it? I remember that episode being very funny.
I got you good. I said Chris Rose. What did I say? Like weren't you on MLB Network or something like that? All right, intentional talk.
That's tough.
It was a good joke.
Can I
Jim
Can I
was
say
shocked
one
I went
thing?
there. Yeah.
I think you
Dylan
just said I
Cease?
used to watch you on TV. That was like it.
Yeah. It's true.
All right. Dylan Cease, 6 shutty against the Guardians. He has a .4 ERA in his last 11 starts. Season ERA down to 2.03. He wasn't an all-star. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, he was the biggest snub, and then they kept like putting people in, and he still got snubbed. It didn't make any sense.
This guy is absolutely filthy,
Dude, he enjoyed it. He went and played some disc golf somewhere. And had some fun.
Reinsdorf paid them so he didn't have to pay more in arbitration.
That was a weird sneeze.
Yeah, what'd you say?
Go check out that trade up. Lance
Did we
Lynn,
get
6
every
shutty.
series? Dude, we had Rangers.
Queen of
and
English
A's,
has-
A's
so
take 2 or
mid.
3s.
We're not doing every.
God.
We're not doing every
The
series
Central's
anymore.
so mid.
We're officially at the
Fuck, it was
turning.
a lot.
We're at the turning point of the season where we're not doing every series anymore. We're just talking about the big storylines.
A's trade everyone.
All I want is trade rumors. Trade rumors are my gospel. That's my new saying.
that.
I'm believing in every single rumor. Tweet me a picture of 2 prospects hugging, and I will bid them adieu.
One last thing in the AL.
Yes.
I love fun tidbits. Max Manus has a good one in here. It's a quote from Swervin' Irvin, my guy.
Yeah.
He's got a 1.67 ERA and 4 June starts. What? Whatever. He's pitching well lately.
That was the quote. Whatever.
Stephen Vogt inspired
quote?
him to throw his final warm-up pitches as hard as he can. Irvin said that's what veteran guys do. Take care of younger players. They address things and hope they don't stick around too long, and that's what Voter did. So he said, throw it as hard as you fucking can, bro.
Dude,
that's
I'm
what
gonna
Bumgarner
do
used to
that.
Start
I'm going to
doing
start
that
doing
blitz
that.
ball,
Start doing
yeah.
that blitz ball.
That's it.
Might hurt myself, though.
Love that. I love that stuff.
My
Yeah.
we threw the old blitz ball around last Friday,
Thursday.
Thursday. I woke up. I was in immense pain
Yeah.
Friday, and I was like, oh, must have slept on it funny. Just totally forgot we threw.
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait,
Threw a lot of
idiot,
pitches.
human idiot.
Hey, here's what happened in the Interleague. Braves beat the Angels. They won the first game. They came back on Ohtani. How about that? Ohtani was shut through 6, started the 7th, threw like 70% sliders, and the Braves were like, we'll just hit homers on that pitch. That's easy. So the Angels lose the Ohtani start. Then they lose the Sandoval start. Wright has a good outing for the Braves. And then the Braves got bored, and the Angels won Game 3. That's all you got.
Basically. Hard to sweep people. We know that. Sunday day game.
Sunday day
About
game.
it.
Let the Angels do their thing.
Sad news.
Yeah.
Adam Duvall out for the season.
That is sad.
Season-ending left wrist surgery. So, are the Braves going to revamp everything again and just go on a run? Probably.
Soto, here we come.
Totally unrelated. My lock for the year was Adam Duvall under on RBI. I'm not celebrating.
You just
that.
hit your lock, huh?
I'm not celebrating that.
A man goes
We
down.
all took those
A man
locks.
goes down and Jake fist pumps.
I'm not. There was no fisting.
You were gloating.
He said, "Yes,
I said two unrelated things.
yes." And then Jess said, "What are you so excited about, Jake?" And he said, "Adam Duvall just got hurt."
None of that's true.
And Jess said, "Jesus,
None of that's true.
was he an enemy of
Eugenio
yours?"
Suarez is my guy, and he has 51. He's having like a banger of a year. Thanks a lot.
Eugenio Suarez.
I know mine was Soto under 118. He's got 43 today. Feeling good.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Someone here
Unless
said-
he goes to the Cardinals and hits 1,000 in the second half.
Someone in the chat, Andrew Richardson, said, "Check out the Brave stats on finishing a series." Andrew, share those with us.
Yeah.
Can they not win the last game of series? That was the Yankees' problem last year.
Tough record days.
It's real since we record after the last game of every series. It was really tough to do Talkin' Yanks. We recorded after a loss like every time.
Like
we recorded.
even during stretches where they were playing well, winning series, they lost the day we recorded. It stunk.
AJ Pollock.
Not a nice guy.
What?
Hey. That's not true.
Physically harmed me.
That's not
James.
true.
Hmm.
That's not true.
Good job by the
That was a
Braves.
lot of baseball we just covered right there, guys. If we didn't mention your team or get in depth enough about it, that was how many?
There
that
was
a long
double series.
Yeah, don't worry. There's gonna be people
Deadline
butt sucking in the
sneaking.
comments.
Suck my butt.
time. No.
All right, standout performances.
Stand-up performances.
Do the kids not even know the old ESPN countdown voice? Number 9. 9.
Did you know? Trevor Plouffe had his forearm broken by Connecticut's finest AJ Pollock.
Number 5. 5. For the 5th best third baseman of all time. Blue, blah, 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 blue. Jake, who's your standout performer?
My standout performer. He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch in recent memory. He would be maybe my favorite pitcher to give a blitz ball to.
Memory.
I'm going to you, Darvish, who shut down the New York Metropolitans. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 9 Ks. We talked about how good the Mets have been this year. Padres trying to get off to a good start to the second half. You, Darvish's ERA on the year is down to 3.31. Man, he got off to a slow start this season. And then since, how about May 13th, he has been 11 starts, a 2.59 ERA. I love you, Darvish. He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch pitch. It's like he has every trick in the bag, and he gets to use all of them. I guess the Padres are my version of Trev's Phillies. This is my team that, like you mentioned earlier, get them to the playoffs, and let's see what their best, how good is their best, because, man, it's really good. They can even kick an arm or two to the bullpen, Jimmy's favorite thing. They're going to make moves at this deadline. It's just how big are they, and they're going to get weak bone Tatis back. But I love you, Darvish. His
Sounds like he needs Roman.
I think his playoff blip was against an Astros team that there's rumors they were cheating. So that really sucks for him. So give me that guy come October. Big start against the Mets to help win a road series, a big East Coast road series for the Padres.
Would you bet on him?
Oh, God, I would bet on him so hard, Jim.
Yeah, you would place that bet on DraftKings.com.
Yes.
And you would go there and you would bet and you would say, "Oh, I like this bet. I'm going to place my money on this bet." And then you would wait. You would be scrolling to find bets, and you would be waiting for the browser to generate the bets.
Oh.
And you would say, this is a bet I like really, really a lot on DraftKings, the app.
Boy.
And you'd just be scrolling to find the bet you like because they got a lot of bets. And then you would get...
What's happening right now?
I'm scrolling through the website to find the ad.
Is this an ad read?
Well, I was scrolling through the website to find the ad, and I found it. $5 on any game, get $100 in free bets instantly. That's the DraftKings deal of the day. $5 on any game, get $100 in free bets instantly. Plus, all customers can combine multiple bets for a shot at an even bigger payout with DraftKings same-game parlays. Download DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code JOHNBOY. New customers can make any $5 bet and get $100 in free bets instantly. That's promo code JOHNBOY only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. MLB trademarks used with permission. Hey, I don't think we talked about the Marlins at all.
Yeah.
They haven't scored a run. There's been babies that are talking now, and the Marlins haven't scored a run since they were born.
Are we going back there? Jazz Chisholm, 60-day IL. JJ Bleday comes up, gets a few knocks.
They ended that. They ended their 43 inning streak.
Maybe. I wanted to give Quintana my standout, but it was against the Marlins who just...
It's also not your turn.
I know. I'm thinking out loud. I didn't give a standout. I said who. I was just telling you who I might have given it to. Yeah.
We're all over the place. People, it's a lot of information right now in these little tiny brains that we have. And it's like sometimes you just lose where we're at. Zack Wheeler.
Yes.
Is my standout performance. He goes 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 0 walks. Why am I giving him the standout? Well, number one, because he's a damn good pitcher. Bounced back from a tough last start. Last year, second in the Cy Young. ERA, 2.78. What's his ERA in 2022? 2.78. Identical to last year. And you really look at the numbers, he's pretty much been the same pitcher as he was last year. The strikeouts are a little bit down. Last year, he was 10.4 per 9. He's 9.6 per 9. Anything other than that, he's kind of right on with that. And if you remember, Phillies gave him that money. It was, 5 for 118. And people were like, what did you just give Zack Wheeler? What did you just do? This guy is an absolute steal, making like low 20s a year, but he's giving you Cy Young numbers. I love everything about him. All you hear about Zack Wheeler is him on the mound doing his damn job. You ever heard anything else about Zack Wheeler? Just he's out there striking people out, being a good pitcher, right? I like that with my starting pitchers. Just shut up and throw the ball, baby. And that's what Zack Wheeler does. Love you, bro. Happy stand-up performance day.
It's huge.
Huge.
Starting pitchers, just relax.
My standout performer is going to be Lourdes Gurriel Jr. He is now tied with many, including Ross Barnes. He's tied with Hick Carpenter. He's tied with Buttercup Dickerson for second most hits ever in a single 9-inning game. 6 hits for Lourdes. I'm sure the Red Sox botched a lot of them, and some came off position players, but I don't care, nor do the record books. And he's added his name to the list. 2 guys have 7 hits in a game, so he's not tied for first. And that's a bummer because he did get 7 at-bats, and I don't know why he didn't just go 7 for 7 and make it easy on himself. But he goes 6 for 7, 5 RBIs. He's in the record books, and you're not. So good job by Lourdes. Oh, the Red Sox were dropping balls in his position player. No one else did it. A lot of other guys were on his team, and they didn't do it. Tied with Farmer Weaver and Jack Glasscock. Names used to be awesome. Jack Glasscock and Buttercup Dickerson are on this list. Both of them.
We talked about that earlier today. Me and C. Rosie, how names just gotten outrageous in a bad way when they used to be strong.
They just used to be cool, man.
Glasscock.
Yeah.
Can I ask, can we just go back real quick, guys?
Okay.
James, are you done?
I'm done, sure, unless I see another cool name.
Raimel Tapia, is he going to be like the acquisition of all acquisitions this year? I know
Matt
like
Carpenter.
That too. I know the Grand Slam is like
A drop ball.
joke. He lost it in the lights, but
Yeah.
like he's going to be one of those guys that's going to be in all the highlights for the Blue Jays. Just running around the bases, hair flowing in the wind as he's circling, like market people. He's going to play a big part in the postseason run.
Okay, marked. I've marked that, Jake.
That's
Mark
And
it.
he got off the Rockies. Thank God. One of the few that is like Alcatraz there, bro. Like only a few exit.
Dude, if you're ever in San Francisco, visit Alcatraz. It is so cool. Nelson Cruz is on Slump Watch. Anyone else you want to talk about?
All right.
Trey Mancini.
Oh, God.
Stanton,
Yeah.
0 for 10. Only started 2 games.
7 Ks in that over 10.
Yeah, he's
including
hurt.
the Astros doubleheader.
Banged up. Ryan McMullen,
Oh, a couple Ryan M's, man.
also 0 for 10. And Ryan Mountcastle, 0 for 10.
Hell.
2 Oreos.
Mm.
That's a bummer, but this ain't.
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Tell him who's hot, Jake.
Trev, I've got good news for you. Arguably the 2 best hitters in the American League, in the National League. Aaron Judge. How's your 8 for 13 with 3 homers, 8 RBI?
Did you see the home run he hit over the...
465.
The second bullpen?
Tied
Yeah.
for the longest home run in Camden Yards history.
Get a tape measure out.
Get the tape measure
Find the
out.
difference.
He's
Yeah.
on pace again, and that means something to me. Like I'm going to be following this very closely because I remember '98 very fondly.
He wants you to watch. And in 98, you were probably checking out St. Louis games. Paul Goldschmidt, 6 for 13, 4 homers, 7 RBI. Nuts the year he is having. Hunter Renfroe, talked about him earlier. He's going off. Frederick Freeman, can't stop, won't stop. He gets down, baby. Raimel Tapia, just spoke about him. A little bit of a heater. Pete Alonso, baby. He's going 6 for 10, homer. Oscar de Garach Hernandez, 6 for 12. Young, thick Austin Riley trying to put together a sneaky MVP candidacy, especially Peter Moylan saying that. And Trev, here's the cherry on top for you, my man. Matt Chapman, 6 for 13, 3 extra base hits, couple walks. If he gets going, hello, Toronto.
We fixed his defense.
Yep.
It's going to spark his offense. Like Toronto, you owe me a beer.
Toronto, you owe Trevor Plouffe a beer. Should I take us
Ready?
to awards, Jim?
Take us to the award.
Awards are brought to you by Manscaped. When we were out in L.A., Trevor and I shaved each other, and then we put on the Boxers 2.0. Hello.
That was a fun night.
I didn't realize they have new Boxers?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Game changer for me.
Holy smokes, because we were all in on the first Boxers. I can't wait to say that the 2.0 Boxers for the chillin'. They even trademarked the jewel pouch, so you know it's serious. Invest in your family jewels and let your bulge breathe while getting 20% off and free shipping using code TALKIN at manscaped.com. You know the Lawnmower 4.0 is there, the best electric trimmer for below-the-waist grooming. It's got the LED light if you want to see what's going on down there. Probably a good move. With the Boxers, I don't know how they made them better, but I guess we're going to find out soon. Go check them out at manscaped.com, code TALKIN. You're going to get 20% off plus free shipping with that code TALKIN at manscaped.com. It's a company that was built on taking care of your downstairs.
Honesty.
Up your crotch game, because once Boxers 2.0 touch your sack, you'll never go back. Trevor Plouffe.
This is a serious question.
He's
Yeah, I
he's
want
on
Kelsey
that.
after this, but what does the ball sack do? I've never known that.
Makes the semen, which makes the baby.
No, like the sack that your balls go in the underwear.
Contains your testicles.
Just separates the shaft from the balls.
I know some boxers are doing that nowadays. I don't know if these do that.
Isn't that the
Cooling.
pouch?
Well, I mean, I think there's a pouch anyways.
I guess the separation's nice. I guess that's nice. Okay.
Awards.
Love Kels.
I'm going to give out my award. The award is the Bar Fight Award.
Oh, is this a bar fight?
Because there is a team and a player that did something over this weekend that is heading towards a bar fight. And we're going to find out if they're the dude in the bar or not really quick.
Or not? That was weird. I used to deliver that.
Well, you're going to see in a second. Joe Kelly has become a delight. You know, going back to his lip down at the Astros, going back to sexy Joe Kelly in the brawl, Red Sox Yankees. Remember that one? Joe Kelly thought he got a strike in this weekend's game. He didn't get the call. What happens? You know, it's kind of baseball at this point, 2022. The catcher throws him the ball back, and to be tough guy Joe Kelly, getting ready for the bar fight, caught it with his bare hand and just kind of stared at the umpire. The Chicago White Sox, you guys know I've talked about it for the past couple weeks. They had the Guardians, and now they enter the supposed easy part of their schedule. We've been waiting all year, and it's time to find out. They're the dude in the corner of the bar that looks pretty big. He's been drinking beers. You know, he's had a couple pitchers.
Drinking a beer when he came in here.
The bar fight's about to start. Rockies, Oakland, Kansas City, Texas, Kansas City, Detroit. The 6 series we've been lining up. And this team still has the attitude like they're the White Sox we thought they were going to be this year. Joe Kelly's barehanding balls getting thrown back to him by his own catcher to try to show up the umpire. The bar fight is here. Joe Kelly, you make me laugh. And I'm interested to see where this bar fight goes, man. Because I have no clue. I hope we're here in 2.5 weeks saying the White Sox join the party. There's a chance that they just get knocked out because they've just been drinking beers in the corner waiting for the fight. And they might walk into the fight and take another swing from either these Royals or the Texas Rangers or something like that. Because I don't know, man. The Central mid-division, I'm so over it. Joe Kelly barehanded balls. I almost can't do it, but it's got me. Jimmy knows this about me. Once I'm so far in the deep end,
He drowns.
I kind of love it, and I just start drinking the Kool-Aid. Them still peacocking and acting arrogant is hilarious to me. So I'm all in for now. But man, they might get punched in the mouth.
I see it. Go or don't, White Sox. Like, you're just leaving us here on the tightrope.
They got so many good bar fight guys on the White Sox. I mean, you walk into a bar, and you got Joe Kelly, Liam Hendricks, Lance Lynn, Cueto. He'll probably do some shit.
Cueto's using
You know, this
Cease and Giolito are like kind of shoved up front as like, yeah, look at these young, intimidating guys. But then they try to make friends. And then they're like,
Giolito's very scary.
He's got a
and
mean streak.
very strong.
he's the scariest human I've ever stood next to.
Got a mean streak.
Yeah,
But he's a sweetheart.
He's one of those guys, like, you think he's the good guy in the movie, and then he's the one that's killing everybody. That's him.
Well, once he sees Lance Lynn go down, then Giolito snaps to a new dimension. Yeah.
That actually rolls perfectly into my award. You're talking about the White Sox.
Perfectly.
They have a bunch of Cuban ball players on their team. So it's the Cuban ball player award.
I think it might go to the White Sox.
It's going to Tony Oliva and Minnie Miñoso.
Nice.
Specifically, Tony O is my guy. They both got inducted into the Hall of Fame this weekend. And Tony O is, if you don't know him, one of the great ambassadors of baseball, specifically the Twins. He's represents the Twins through and through. He does the fantasy camps. He's going on the Twins caravans all throughout Twins territory. Like, he is just a guy who lives and breathes baseball. My most favorite thing about Tony O is that he told me this, he goes, I still have the same exact accent as when I came over to America like 50 years ago. And it's just, Tony O is Tony O. He was an incredible baseball player. His career got cut short because of injuries, but one of the better 8-year runs in baseball history. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame. We spent many a days together traveling around Twins territory, promoting baseball and the Twins, and you just won't find like a better guy. And shout out the Twins for having so many veterans around during spring training, and like, they keep these guys around. I would have Rod Carew and Tony Oliva, who are roommates and have incredible stories together. Go ask them about that. Specifically about being, black ball players in Minnesota way back when. Like, they have some crazy stories. But they would be in the cage, and just the wealth of knowledge that they have is incredible. And they'll say some stuff that, like, in my mind, it doesn't make sense. Tony Oliva would go, hey, you want to pull the ball, open your feet up to right field, or to left field if you're a righty. If you want to go the other way, point your feet towards that way. I'm like, that doesn't really work. And then you start to think about it, kind of does work. Like, this guy could handle the bat, hand-to-eye skills like you read about. He would get up there as, he's 80 years old right now. What is he? He just turned 84. So when I was there with him, he's like upper 70s. And he'd get in the cage and would do the things he was telling you to do. And you're like, how are you doing this? Just an all-time great guy. And, I usually don't care about the Hall of Fame because I really don't have any connections to it necessarily. But when you have guys that you like know and are very fond of going in, like, and you know what it means to them, it just made me smile. So shout out those two guys, but specifically Tony Oliva. He's an absolute gem. I love my Cuban ball players.
Nice, Trev.
Way to go. Good stuff. Okay. I'm giving out the calendar year award.
Okay.
Goes to CJ Cron. Can you pull up his baseball reference for me, the both of you? Because this is odd. First, I wanted to see which player had the best August last season, because August is coming up. August is a month. Some guys love playing in the heat, and some guys kind of like it's a dog days of summer. CJ Cron had an amazing August last year. And then I was thinking, well, he's having an amazing year this year. Is that when he kind of kickstarted it? And it is a little bit. And then I went, I wonder what his rolling 162 game average is. And then I got weirded out. His rolling 162 game average is the same exact slash line as his career average. The same batting average, the same on base, the same slugging, the same OPS. 265, 326, 483, 808, 117 OPS plus. Is this a glitch?
That might be a glitch.
Let me come over there and see it. Let's see what you're looking at.
You're not working? I mean, it's bizarre.
What else are you looking at?
These two. 162 in 9 years.
Well, yeah,
I think those two numbers would be the same for every player, because that's just a rate number.
I'm looking that up right now.
What numbers would be the same?
Those aren't his numbers this year.
No, his numbers this year were 292, 347.
Yeah, everybody's the same, and I don't know why, James. I'm with you. That's very confusing, but everyone's the same.
Because those are averages.
Those are averages.
Those are his career averages.
I think it's.
I thought that was a rolling 162.
No, that's your numbers per 162 games.
So
that's the same thing for everyone?
So
I never look at this.
So those are for the counting numbers. So CJ Cron, he hits 30 home runs per
Isn't there a place where you get the rolling 162?
You can do game log stuff.
I'm not sure.
That's what I was trying to find. Anyway, all right, then I'll stick to my first half. It was the get hot.
Get hot.
Was it going to be the award because it's getting hot? CJ Cron wins it. The other guys were Bryce Harper. Judge had a really good August. Stan had a really good August. Jose Abreu. I saw Jose Abreu swing and hit a ball, and I loved it because it was a low outside or low and away fastball, and he just went to right field this weekend. I was watching they were tied. Them and the Guardians were like, I think the White Sox scored 4 runs or whatever. But, man, he's a masher, and he just kind of just straight up didn't care at all. He was like, I'll just go get my knock that way, and I loved it. So, get hot, Abreu. Cron is getting the treatment, the Goldie treatment. I mean, if Goldie wasn't having the best year ever, he would be talked about more because his numbers are crazy. And now his career numbers are crazy. So if anyone can find his rolling 162, let me know.
Let's get him on a good team.
Is he escaping Alcatraz or what?
If they weren't the Rockies, they should. Either that or extend him, right?
They already did. He's got a contract through this year, next year.
Next year.
He's locked up.
Trade him.
Who's our best friend of the week?
CJ
Best
Cron to
friend
the Astros?
of the week is Lance Lynn, his first of the year. Goes 6 shutouts, 6 Ks, 3 hits, 1 walk. Good day at the office, Lance.
Nice. Hell yeah. All right, you guys want to do some elevator talk? Get out of here?
Do it.
So hungry right now.
I am also hungry, Trev.
Pee like a racehorse.
Better grab some food because we got 3 o'clock.
Sure do.
Oh, the Texas Rangers. That's good because we didn't really talk about that much.
About it.
Now, they have a piece they can trade. They said they're not going to trade him because they're going to try and re-sign him. I hope they've talked with him behind closed doors and been like, dude, will you re-sign with us? Because if he doesn't, another team swoops him up. That stinks. Could have got some prospects. The Rangers are interesting for me. This was never the year. They signed people long-term to compete when Leiter comes up. Now they got Rocker, the teammates from Vanderbilt. I mean, the whole thing was like, which one do you pick?
Got both.
And now they got both. If that works out, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, this is not their year this year. I do like the way they position themselves. Like they got guys for a long time so they can supplement the pieces around, cornerstone players like Simeon, Seager, Lowe, and Garcia. That's a nice little foursome right there. You know a lot about foursomes, Jake.
I do.
So look,
A lot of sex.
Rangers fans, trade Perez, work for next year.
Leody Tavares, the young kid, his last 14 games, 420, 464, 1.144. I suck.
Brad Miller, backyard Brad, wasn't an all-star this year, and that was, I said, still hot, though.
Still hot.
I don't know.
Leody Tavares. Woo.
Thanks, everybody. Love you.
Thanks, chat.